稼ぎの出番。
Hey, how are you?
ここを放っておくのは得策ではない。私が防御に当たるとしよう。俺たちの手で要衝を撃つぞ。遅れずについてこい。俺たちであそこを落とす。野郎ども、気合い入れてくぜ。
Can you hear me?
逃がすと思うかい。どうよ。俺たちの手で要衝を落とす。遅れずについてこい。己、油断したわ。この無念、いつか晴らしてくれよ。上出来だね。さあ、帰るとしますか。
ようこそいらっしゃいまし。今後
気合入ってるじゃねえか、両党。ここは加勢しておくべきか。竜軍と合流する。続け。
Did you finish, what is it called, Monster Hunter?
Oh, good. ここは俺たちのものってね。
やっぱり来たんです。のろしのおかげでしっかり準備できてます。父上に任せた城を渡してやるものか。
I was sick. Are you interested in this game? It's out on PS4. It requires pretty hefty requirements to run on PC because the optimization is really shitty.
兵州奪還は孫悟の悲願。必ずや関羽を討ち取るのだ。
何を召し上がりますか？またのお越しを。
That's what everyone says. This one it's more repetitive because of the open world. The combat is actually really fun. I don't like open world games. I can't stand them, to be honest. But I keep playing this game because the combat is fun.
またお待ちしてます。 上出来だね。さあ帰るとしますか。今こそ敵の要所を叩く。行くぞ。今こそ敵の要所を叩く。いかなる苦境にあろうと諦めぬ。生きて兄者のもとへ帰り誓いを全うせん。俺は心強い。いざこの敵中を突破せん。行くぞ。今こそ敵の要所を叩く。俺という強さ、ここは引く。
Oh, it's a pretty good gem.
敵将討ち取ったよ。今こそ敵の要所を叩く。ため必ずや生きてこの地を脱出せん。しかもたがえることになるとは。落ちは結構ざらね。ついに追い詰めたか。カン神妙にせよ。行くぞ。今こそ敵の要所を叩く。
There's like nothing coming out this month. Probably not really buying anything. The season pass for this is coming out, but like, that's pretty much it. I guess it's good for the people that buy a lot of AAA games, but it's like not even anything niche I'm interested in this month.
両党と関寧は両毛指揮のもと軍神関羽を討つ。だが呉の支柱である両毛は病に倒れてしまう。残された両党と関寧は力を合わせて孫悟を支え続けた。やがて
そんなにあいつが怖いのかい。まともに勝負できないってなら俺が相手してやってもいいんだよ。
dude just rage quit.
なんだ、突っ走って孤立なんていい身分じゃないか。
こういう時はおめえの出番だろうよ。さっきだって妙なのを払ってただろ。
あ、見てたのかよ。
何がだ。
高くつくぜ。
I guess that's the end of his story. You know, he was alive for many years after that, as far as I know. It's still just, they just don't let you play as him. Kind of a shitty ending was that. He made some peon rage quit, and then he talked to Gan Ning, and he smacked a couple guys with his nunchaku. That was the whole thing.
Hey, 鈴の観念、出番みてえだな。孫権様。
何を召し上がりますか？またのお越しを。 ようこそいらっしゃいまし。今後ともごひいきに。
いらっしゃい。毎度どうも。
Back to the grinding. Yeah, I just don't feel like playing anything else right now. This month, I originally was not going to buy many games for the channel because I have a trip to pay for, but then it turns out there's like nothing of interest coming out at all, so probably just gonna play the season pass. I think the first piece of content is supposed to be in like 2 weeks or something. Seems kind of lame. It's all just like stuff for the hideaway, which I couldn't care less about, but I mean, I'll give it a shot, especially if Koei is going to give it to me for free. But pretty boring month in general. It's just like not really anything going on that I'm interested in anyway. There's nothing even really coming out for the Switch. There's just like a bunch of ports and stuff, which I might get, but let's see, what do I feel like working on next? All these dudes are clones. All of them. I don't know who else to play. Oh, actually, I haven't really messed with this moveset much yet. I'll give him a try. I'll level him up a little bit. I haven't really used this moveset at all. Try something new. There's only one completely unique moveset in the game that's not shared with anybody, and that's Lubu's Halberd. Every other like moveset in the game is shared with at least one other character. And they do have differences, but in my opinion, for most of them it's not a big enough difference to really matter. Alright, so I'll level up this guy. That's why I don't understand the way that the Japanese team is like marketing this game. Like, why would you not tell people like exactly what's in the season pass when the critical reception and perception of the game is like already in like the negative values? Like, why don't you just tell people what weapons you're going to declone people with? Like, exactly what's in the DLC. I don't understand why the game industry is so vague about what's in the DLC, the season passes. I mean, blind season passes are like really hard for me to swallow, to be completely honest with you. If you just tell me what's in your season pass, I'm far more likely to buy it than just telling me, oh, there's 8 characters or 3 weapons. I'm like, well, tell me which ones they are. I'm more likely to drop 30 bucks on a season pass if you actually tell me what it is I'm buying. Oh, he doesn't have a horse equipped. Great. He's gonna be real slow. All I know is the first pass is supposed to be like a stuff for the hideaways, but there's supposed to be like unique missions or something that comes with it. I hope that they actually have like something worth doing. If it's just a bunch of level 99 enemies with like nothing else, then I don't know, that doesn't really interest me. I don't care about the hideaways because it's such a lame mechanic. The only thing that's good about it is you can always fast travel there. That's basically it. But even if the that area is under control by another faction, you can still like always go there. Like that part's nice, but everything else about the hideaway is like useless. Like I don't understand the point. They have like the bond system, but all you get from it is just junk. I mean, there's like nothing of note at all. I'm not gonna sit through a bunch of grinding to get a like a one paragraph conversation and like a piece of silver. I don't understand why that mechanic is in the game. Gained like 12 levels already and been here for all of a minute. You get to level 60 in like 10 minutes of doing this. Sometimes even faster if you're lucky. Depending on the spawns it gives you. Ah, they saw me. I think they just need to focus on having an end game. Like, you can grind for all this stuff, but there's nothing to really use it on. It's kind of the problem. I know in like the other Muso games, you could always play like Chaos or Nightmare mode and do like maximization and stuff. You can't even really do that in this game. The most you can do is the bandits. I feel like as a part of this game's design and gameplay loop that they just totally overlooked. Like, you can grind for all this stuff, but you don't really have anything to use it on. Oh, good night. Catch you later. Hope you feel better.
Hey! Hey! Up! Hey!
I got seen. The logical thing to do is to just run away and just go to another group that hasn't seen me. I don't even bother fighting them. Oh, no wonder, it's almost daytime. That's why they're seeing me more. And go back and change the time again. I think I'm gonna get him to level 60 and then I'll try out his moveset. If it actually spawns anything. There we go. I mean, I could try the new class on DFO, but I'm just like so over that game at this point. Ironically, the end game they added in this with the gems is like even worse than DFO, because if something does drop, there's such a high chance of it being trash. But I'm pretty sure the next patch they'll make it so that you can like fuse them together or something. I hope so. I've done like a couple hours of grinding. I finished Ling Tong story mode today, and I didn't get anything good at all. I got some like decent ones, but nothing worth using over my other stuff. I'd like to hope that them adding a whole new tier of gems means that they're actually going to have some kind of endgame, but who knows. A lot of the stuff that's been in the patches is what like should have been in the game from the start. But it's nice that they're listening to feedback. It's just, it's too late for a lot of people. I know Swillow put like 100 hours into this game, and he's like not super excited for all the changes they're making because they made them too late.
ようこそいらっしゃいまし。今後ともごひいきに。
Oh, he did? What a disappointment that game was, man. It's not like it's a bad game, it's just that they charged way too much for it. That's what the problem is. Like, when that game came out, they had already done a permanent discount on Sumeragi, I think for like 3,000 yen, and Yukimura Den was like double the price, and it has like a fraction of the content. That's why that game got such a terrible reception just right from the start. Like, it's not a good value at all, and it's not. It doesn't even have anything to do with like. Doesn't have anything to do with like, you know, the increasing standards with like video games in general. It's more like their own standards that the same company already set when they did a massive price cut on Sumeragi. You can get that game for half the price as Yukimura Den, and it has like exponentially more content and more mechanics. They really should have made that a budget release. I know a lot of the Japanese players pretty much said the same thing. It's like, I know it's has like the lowest amount of content. I mean, I'm glad that they're supposedly working on another one, and they're like, you know, gonna chill a little bit on just making games that don't need to be made, but I got that game for free and I felt ripped off. That's kind of how I felt. Yeah, I got that game from PlayAsia, and I kind of regret it. It didn't really grow my channel that much, and then they didn't partner me. At the time, I guess I didn't meet whatever arbitrary threshold they have, which doesn't make much sense because I still pull like way more views monthly than a lot of the other people that they know that apply do. Because whenever like a big company, whenever they do like, they try to find content creators, like a huge chunk of them like don't even have like, you know, a couple thousand views a month, and they have to sift through all those, and somehow I was under the threshold. I'm like, if you're only looking for big channels, then you know, you kind of have to like refine your definition of big. I mean, the big channels already have enough resources. They don't really need to be sponsored in most cases. Like, they should like kind of lighten up how they choose people. Like, Koei initially told me that I was under the threshold, but then I worked my ass off on this game, and now they said that I can be partnered with them. A lot of these companies, they just don't understand like how to like get into actually interacting with the people who buy their games and stuff, or who use their services like PlayAsia. It's like, if you're expecting someone to have like 500,000 views a month, chances are they've already got like tons of sponsors. They don't really need another one. Probably better to take a risk on a smaller channel that like might actually like the games. Anyway, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
今こそ孫悟の天を引き寄せる好機、早急率いる義軍を倒しましょう。これより大計の実行にかかります。周公殿が命を懸けた策、失敗は許されません。
敵が押し寄せても恐れるな。我らの陣容に不足はない。開始。
They really buff the dudes that wait on top of the walls now because of all the people whining about the grappling hook.
ここが手薄だった。よし、私たちで守っておこ手締めをつけるぞ。ここだな。戻って策の練り直しだ。
Now I'm waiting for all the complaints that, oh, I can't grappling hook anymore because the guys knocked me off. It's like, well, that's what you guys complained about, isn't it? Oh wow, this ice gem's really good. So a total of 7% attack speed, then the defense, which is standard for ice gems, and then attack plus 15%. Wow.
Take show. 自分が討ち取った。これで勝ったと思うなよ。敵将、自分が討ち取った。我らはここの備えだ。一兵隊とも通すまいぞ。なんという強さ。ここは引く。敵将。
Dude, the complaints about the grappling hook like piss me off more than anything else. I'm like, have you guys like actually played the other games? I don't know about you, but I've been playing these games since the year 2000. I don't want to have to sit through being congratulated for some officer I destroyed like 10 minutes ago. Like, let me just go to the boss if I want to. I think the way that they have this gem system right now, where you get them for fighting the officers, is actually a really nice way of encouraging people to just play through the battle instead of just rushing. But of course, people aren't talking about it, which is why I have to make those patch videos. It's just such a stupid thing to complain about. I agree that they should make it so that the AI actually goes in a lot faster than they do, because that's what encourages the use of the grappling hook, is how dumb the AI is. Like, that's a valid complaint. It's just complaining that it's there at all is dumb. whole point of this game was to give you more freedom. People are complaining about freedom when it's like that's what they complain about these Musou games in general. They keep saying they're repetitive and mindless and they're button mashers. It's like they changed that and then people don't like it. It's like, well, what were you complaining about? You've been in this community forever. That's the same thing. Same thing that people have been complaining about is something that they actually tried to change. I don't know, gamers are just getting dumber and dumber, it seems. Not like this game doesn't have a lot of problems, but some of the stuff that people complain about just doesn't make sense. Yeah, this one's trash. It's like when, I think it was X-Play, they did a review for Strider 2, and they said that the game was too easy to beat. It's like, well, you credit-fed through it. It's an arcade game. What were you expecting? Arcade games are set up so that you can buy in and just finish them. Like, try beating it on one credit and then complain it's easy. It's like the same thing people are doing with this game. Like, oh, you can just grappling hook over things. And like, then don't do it. Simple. Don't. The game never forces you to do it. This guy's like doing no damage. What's the stats on his weapon? Well, the stats are pretty good. It's just like not doing much damage. I mean, complaining about stuff these days is like the only thing that actually gets games fixed. I don't think you can really fault people for complaining. It's just when you complain about things that don't make sense and then the developers bend over and quote-unquote fix it. That's what the problem is. I think they've done a pretty good job trying to fix this game. There's a lot of things that they can't fix with patches, like all the clones and stuff. That's going to take like future iterations of the game and the season pass, but I think they've actually done a pretty good job actually listening to the feedback. And it's a shame that people they're doing it at a point where, you know, people have already moved on. Yeah, I like playing the game. It's just it's got a lot of problems, and it's good that they actually are trying to fix them. I had someone go... I don't remember if it was on a video or something, but when I was playing Tales of Berseria, they were complaining that I was using the triple run speed, saying it trivialized the game. It's like, what does making the character run faster when they run like an obese smoker? What does that trivialize? Like, it makes the game more enjoyable because you don't run so damn slow. The guy was like, it trivializes the game. I'm like, what does it trivialize? It actually makes it harder in some cases because you can't avoid enemies as easily because you're running like triple the like intended run speed. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I have to deal with. People like complaining about stuff like that. I'm like, the run speed that I'm cheating to use is what the default should be. I died. Ah, fuck. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I don't really like his moveset much. Did I get to keep that gem? I think I lost it. Oh no, there it is. I think that's that one. Oh, whatever. I don't really like his moveset much. And I'm surprised I didn't get more flack for cheating on Tales of Berseria. I would not have played that game. I can tell you right now, I would not have played that game for almost 100 hours if I had to deal with that slow run speed. That game had the worst traversal I've seen in anything. I think this game does traversal really well. Having to grind to get the horse to like a respectable speed is kind of annoying, but it's nice how, as needlessly big as the open world is, you can always just fast travel after you've reached that point. But in Tales of Berseria, they had the bright idea to make your character run as slow as molasses, like an obese smoker. And then the hoverboard it's barely any faster than running, and you don't get it until you're over halfway through the game. And then to make it worse, a lot of times it spawned at the end of a dungeon. Like, that's not meaningful game design choices at all. All it really is just padding. It's making the game longer, even though it's not in a fulfilling way. It's just like blatantly making the game hours longer. Like, I don't have time for that shit anymore. Yeah, and it's piss slow too. That's what the problem was. Why would you build up having that mechanic if you're gonna make it that slow? I had to tap out on Zestiria. That's one of the few Tales games I just couldn't finish. I just couldn't do it. I thought that game had garbage mechanics. Fuse together and mash buttons the game. That sounds really fun. I got like 10 hours into it and I just tapped out. I couldn't take it anymore. So, you know, that's a mechanic that people complain about that actually fucking made sense. Like, that mechanic completely took over the game, and the problem with it is that it was not optional. Like, Clip and the other people that do the solo runs on that, like, you basically have to, like, give yourself weapons that are not possible to get or something to actually make it so that you can finish the game without transforming. Like, that's a good idea of a shitty mechanic that should be complained about, not stuff like the grappling hook in this game. I saw people say stuff like, "Oh, the grappling hook should break." I'm like, are you kidding me? Why should the grappling hook break? I don't understand why people complain about stuff that's optional. It's like, if you don't have restraint and you don't stop using it, that's not the game's fault, that's your fault. Why do people intentionally want the game to be more frustrating to play, especially when this game already has tons of repetition? Just because they can't, like, actually show some restraint. And like, oh, the grappling hook should break after 15 uses or something. I'm like, wow, I hope you never become a game designer. If you do, I'm probably not going to play the games you make. That is an incredibly stupid idea.
何を召し上がりますか？またのお越しを。
Like, look at how big this is. Look at how many battles there are. Would you really want the grappling hook to break? I mean, why? What does that accomplish? I hope they don't listen to the people saying that shit. I really hope so. I've seen people complaining that you can combo the enemies now, and I made sure to say that in my video. It's like, the game doesn't have enough moves or unique movesets to really warrant them having an infinite protection or prevention system in the game. And, like, they need to make it so that the combos have more variety instead of the same thing with like 90% of the cast, and they need to have more unique movesets in the game and add gimmicks. I feel like when they do that, then it would be worth having like an infinite prevention system. But the system that they had was inconsistent and made no sense. Like, I just got to the point where I stopped trying to study it because it just made less and less sense, and things that like should connect, even if you didn't repeat anything, still wouldn't. Like, they would still tech out, and that's just frustrating. It's frustrating to somebody, you know, who actually tries to understand the mechanics. It's even more frustrating to somebody who doesn't. It didn't make sense for it to be in the game, and they've already changed it like 3 times at this point. I'm really thankful that I decided to just say screw it and not bother.
ようこそいらっしゃいまし。今後ともごひいきに。
clone movesets are just made worse by the way that the game is designed, where you go through the same missions with a different character, and sometimes your choice of characters is like the same movesets you just used before, depending on how you went through the game. That's what the issue is. And you can get stuck playing as the same character for like a really long period of time. That's what makes the fatigue set in. I think that's what the real issue is. That's why it's absolutely essential that they declone people as soon as possible. It's just the way the game is structured. It makes the fatigue set in way faster than they really imagined it would. Like, I got stuck playing as Cheng Pu for like 9 chapters. And by that time I was tired of his moveset. And then shortly after it gave me the option of playing as Jiang Wei, who is the exact same moveset with like some minor differences. Like, that just kind of made me not want to play as him at all. To be honest. Yeah, that's why all the complaining about the grappling hook makes even less sense. It's like the game is already really long and drawn out and repetitive. Why would you want to take away something that gives you the choice, not something mandatory, that allows you to get through the game faster? I can't even fathom why it's something that's been complained about so much. I mean, you can say what you want about this game, but people have been complaining about no freedom in Musou games for like 20 years. And they actually put, you know, a flawed but honest effort to change that, and people complain about that too. It's like, well, what the hell did you want? I know I've sure as hell had to endure people complaining about, you know, the repetitiveness and stuff. It's like the whole like goal of this game was to kind of take, you know, an age-old formula, at least in gaming years. I mean, it's been the same formula for 20 years, and just give you more freedom. And then they do that, and somehow people just complain that it's not good enough, or they don't want it anymore. I think the best thing to do with this game would have been to just, like, not have the open world at all in this one. Cut characters if you have to, and then make sure everyone has a very unique moveset. And then add everyone back in. But honestly, there was just no way they could have won with this game. I think a lot of the best changes are things that people can't stand. Like, they don't like the new combo system, which is kind of funny because people have been complaining about the charge attacks forever. And they don't like the freedom it gives, despite complaining about you know, the franchise being so restricted. Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna take a break from this for today. Try this out really quick though. Oh, that's cool. Alright, I think I'm gonna take my meds and chill out tonight. Gotta get up in the morning and do the laundry. What I actually need to be doing is practicing Dragon Ball Fighters because we have a meetup this weekend. And I bought the season pass for that. I've barely played it at all. So I think that's what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and host Ross. Probably be back in the morning. Probably leave in the morning, go to the laundromat, and then come back. I don't know if I'll play Muso. I'll probably play like Fire Emblem Muso or something, because I've played that like half as much as Dynasty Warriors 9. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Peace.